no longer than that. And then we will prepare for the 8 o'clock. You don't have to come back twice. You only need to hear this one time and be prepared. Brother Fred, would you mind leading us in with a word of prayer before we begin, Brother Fred Brown?
Sure, no worries, no worries. Yes. Can you hear me okay?
I sure can.
All right. Bow with me, everyone. Lord, we just come before you, giving you thanks for allowing us to have this opportunity to gather together with our Vitterlook family from all over the world. We just
Amen.
give you thanks for the opportunity to have this experience. So oftentimes we have experiences in life and we may think one way or the other, but we know that as your word teaches, even challenges and struggles, you allow us to go through them to help us to grow, to help us to grow in ways that we may not even realize that we need to grow. And so we just give you thanks for the brotherhood here, for the leadership who has gone before us to try to negotiate things and sort things out to create a win-win situation. We give you thanks for even we lift you up and ask you for your guidance for even the further changes that may come down the pipeline. And we ask for everyone here to have an open mind, to have an open focus, a focus of unity, a focus of moving forward, a focus of growing together so that way we can glorify you with this blessed opportunity and give us clarity as to how we should move as a community. And we want to thank you for just allowing us to grow in our patience as the progress moves forward and takes shape. And we just give you thanks for all these things in your son's name. Amen.
Amen. Beautiful, Brother Fred. All right.
Okay, I think we had
So
1,000 folks here.
I knew it. So I'm gonna get right to it. Um, the questions are already hitting the chat. What is pledge mining? Now I'm only laughing because that just means that someone has not been plugged in as of recent, but that's okay. We're going to give you clarity, but I want to address just a couple of things that I think are vitally important. Ellis and myself. Ellis is my leader. He is my sponsor. I take a lot of the movement from Mr. Ellis. We have been sitting in with the corporate team and trying to hash out what's to come and how it should be play out. And some things have already rolled down the pike. And so I just want you to know that the community has been heard. I'm going to repeat that. The community has been heard. A lot of the concerns that the community has had, they have listened. And before this thing has even gotten the chance to even get a little wheel on it, they had to put on some faster wheels. They had to change the shoes on the car. Some of those who have some cars and you put on a nice pair of rims and you realize that you should have put a bigger wheel and a shorter tire on they call it a low profile. We had to do a little upgrade with our shoes to the vehicle that we were riding. And I believe that those upgrades have made the car ride a little bit smoother. On Friday, corporate wanted to make the announcement to the community. Because you guys are connected to me, you're getting a sneak peek at it now. And so when you hear it on Friday, I want you to just be just as excited as you would be on it right now, and act like it's your first time hearing it. So don't go saying, I heard that on Wednesday. We don't want that kind of talk. I want you to go just be excited to be on the corporate call and to get the news so that you can hear it from the CEO, deliver it to the community. But because you guys are connected to us, you have been loyal, you have been faithful. I told Mr. Ellis, I said, I think we owe that to the community to be able to share with them what has taken place and that they have been heard. And so some of the concerns of having to recruit people, that's a thing of the past. So you don't have to worry about that. Can a person still be passive? The answer is yes, they will be able to be passive. And so for those who are mathematically inclined and looked at the back office and they see that there is a percentage that goes into from the mining into your available withdrawals, they've made adjustments to that as well. So there have been a lot of changes. I'm hoping that no one has gone through trying to deposit anything into Vitaluck. We wanted to wait so that once the new system is officially up and running on Friday with these changes, we won't have any issue. We should have a really smooth weekend going through this process and getting things lined out. So let's just address some of the things that have happened. You no longer have to bring 3 people in you're restricted if you don't. A person can make a $50 membership purchase. They can then make a $150 membership purchase, and then they can purchase a $500 membership. It has to go in that order. So you can't buy a 500 without a 150 and a 50, but you can buy all 3. Okay. And you still have to do them individually because they are separate memberships tied to one. Okay. You can do that. Once you've done that, you would then have to have volume in order to make the purchase of the 1,500. We will break that down in detail on Sunday on our training, but there is a volume requirement of 2,100. And again, what does that mean? That means, yes, that you do have to share it with someone, but as an affiliate portal, you can't move through an affiliate plan without there being some action to take. But for a person who wanted to just be passive, they could have a 150, a 50, and a 500. That's 1050 USDT that they can potentially earn. With the value of the VDL increasing, they could still be profitable within a 60-day period with that account. They would be able to recoup what they've started with and immediately go into profit. So the same type of run, but instead of a 30-day, it's a 60. We had to make some adjustments to the percentages. If you log into your back office now, you will see them. Some of the changes on the guidebook. Instead of it being 15% on the generation level, it's 10%. We kept the 5 and the 3, right? So that stayed the same, but we did make an adjustment on that top one from 15 to 10. Just give a little bit more room so that we can have more longevity in the program. The same thing with the promotions. Instead of it being 7,000, it's now 15. If you guys remember last week, it was 25. It's now 15,000 to be a novice. Okay. And with that, the requirement is still you need 10 people on your front line to be a novice, right? We still need the 10. But for the beautiful part about the volume, your volume no longer counts. That's been taken out. So, but you will still have the potential. You get 2% as a novice, 4% as an intermediate, 6% as a senior, and 8% as a super/expert. So the percentages came down just a little bit, right? And I thought that was something that was still doable, still strong. When you add up, we did an entire percentage grid, which I will have. I can't give it to you today. I have to wait, and then I'm going to post it in the Telegram group so that everybody can see what the numbers are from day 1 to day 100, so that you can see what that profit margin is. It ran from 92 cents of the VDL and a small increase daily. not the increases. It's averaged about 1.5% a day. We took less than that. We took a third of that. We took a third of that just for the example to show, so that you can now kind of have a blueprint of what it could do with the profit of the VDL, along with what you are receiving and when you would be made whole. All of that is in the grid, which you will all have access to. We'll make sure you get that. But I was happy that you did not have to have just a $50 package. And that I thought was significant for the community. The community spoke and they listened, because that's not attractive, right? So now we have a little bit more room. I do believe that there will be some additional changes coming. Let's just see how the volume works. You know, if things work well, we might be able to get to a point to where, you know, there are no requirements on anything. Who's to say? You know, but we'll take this first jump and let's see how we do in the water. One of the interesting pieces to this, and I know many of you will be able to relate to this, when we looked at the statistical number of 87% people being made whole, and then you have to factor in this 13% that weren't. What's interesting about that is, for many of us, we had just hit 60 days. Now, I want you all to think about something with me for a couple seconds. What did that 60 days really mean? A lot of the original holders in that first, they were able to see value in the plan, right? They were able to see that there was profit for them that they had access to, that they could take. Now, a lot of them, they were not recruiters, they were not sharers, they were just people who had been burned, who just needed to see that there was an avenue for themselves. But in order for a person to go from, I'm just going to watch, to I'm going to play, time has to pass. Do we agree? You have to have some time there. And a 2-month run isn't enough time for that to honestly kick in. A lot of the calls that I had gotten were people who were just ready to run. And then all of a sudden we had this halt. So explaining to corporate that it is important to give the people an opportunity to evaluate. See, people can't make these decisions unless they can see the end. We've been in so many things that we never make it to the end. Am I correct? We never make it to the end. So if I can see it, it's a possibility that I can do it. But if I can't see it, there's no way I'm even going to put any effort in. And we're going to rebuild that trust with the people so that we can get back to the momentum that we had before. And I think that that's vitally important, because if you protect the people move. If you hurt the people don't. They scatter, they go do something else, and now you're starting all over from scratch. We were fortunate to be able to catch this, as I always say, in the nick of time, so that therefore we have an opportunity to get it right. And because we're meeting at the table every single day, so that we can make sure that we don't have any hiccups, you can rest assured that if something comes up, we're going to be right on top of it. You have a good team that is here fighting, staying glued to ensure that your interests are met. And I'm excited about that, because many of you are like me. You were just looking for something that could help the community. You're community builders. Some of you were passive community builders. You would build, but you just needed to see. I believe that you will have that opportunity to do just that. And so, yes, we hit a little bump in the road, but a bump that we've bounced back from. Now, the question is, what will we do with that? Someone said, what is the appropriate thing? Is it to move fast or is it to move slow now? Right? That's a good question. I say we move fast. Why do I say move fast versus moving slow? I said moving slow doesn't necessarily help us get to where we need to get to. I need the speed to happen for you so that you can be made whole as fast as possible. Now, I hope that makes sense to everyone. So I move fast so that I can be made whole. And then potentially I might just move faster when I see the fruit of that labor. I just might. And so we don't sit back and watch. We take hold and we run. And I believe that come Friday, and again, if this was not a corporate thing that they wanted to present to the community, and on the technical side, they don't have all the ins and the outs set up yet. We would have just rolled it out. We got the approval on everything. That's why I'm able to talk to you about it right now. Everything has been approved, signed, sealed, and delivered. But they have to now put it into the system so that it can roll out. So that's where the time comes in, but that has been done. I am going to kind of show you the back office and show you where things are. A lot of you didn't realize that there are two separate websites that you are supposed to log into every day. Some people always call and say, they took all my ads away and I'm only getting, 75 cents. And a lot of folks did not look at the announcements like that are right on the homepage and read that there was another site for us to log into. And so for 4 or 5 days, they had not been able to access their account and even see what was going on. So they're going to have a switch in the back office that goes from the beta version to the live version, so that we don't necessarily have to log out and then log back in, which I'm getting ready to do right now, and have both sites. It will be a link in the back office so that therefore you can just switch back and forth. Can you move VDL from beta to live? The answer is no. You must withdraw it. You have to take it off of the system and then bring it back. Okay, so those were some questions that were asked. I figured we might as well address them in what we're doing so that everyone knows. So I'm going to share my screen, and so many of you who had a passive account, you look at something like this when you log in to the beta version, okay? And on the left-hand side, you have this pending VDL, okay? And then right below the pending VDL, it says available, 4.5. This is VDL. And then if you come over to the right, it says mining pool 404. What this is the percentage, this 4.5, that my wife receives on her account daily. But it's a combination of two things. My wife still has AdWatch available. So her viewing, when she views these 90 USDT that she's getting here, she had a 45 account, this 90. What happens It's going into this VDL right here. That's where it's going. It is supposed to go into pledge mining. But what they said they're going to do is they're going to have this as the mining pool 2. The funds will go into the mining pool 2. And the percentage that's being paid on it presently is 0.1. But that percentage is now going to be 0.2. Many of you, when you looked at the system, you see that you are getting double the ad view, but you're now going to get that 0.2 on the withdrawal. So those are where the numbers are coming from. She has this pending because she never signed anyone up. So remember the restricted accounts, her account is still restricted, but all that will go away. And this pending will go into her pledge mining, and she will have 0.2% of her pledge mining and 0.2% of her ad watch going to her on a daily basis. And when you see the available, all you would do is you would click on your trade button and you would just click here. The confusion is it says 408 VDL. So if I put in 408, you see that error? It says exceed maximum limit. Something's not right. But if I put in
Just put in 4.
Marcus, you had 4 available.
I did. I have $4 available.
Just type in 4.
Can't. It won't let me do 4.
There you go.
Son of a monkey's uncle.
There you go.
Ain't that a trip? You know, that's why 2 heads are always better than 1.
I got you, bro.
So that 4, as you can see, I could withdraw that $3.50. Still got to pay the piper, the fee, but then that would go into the USDT. So once that doubles, the amount would be greater that she would have access to on a daily basis. And we have a chart that will show you the value of the VDL going up and what she gets as it's growing, what would then take place. And so everybody will have access to that. But those are kind of important pieces. They're changing the look of it. It will not look the same way that the live looks. Presently, they both look identically the same. They're changing it up so that it looks different, so that you know that you're in the beta and you know that you're in the live. So they will look differently. All of that is being introduced on Friday. But I wanted you guys to hear it from us versus me coming and saying, listen, guys, plug in on Friday and get the news. I wanted to tell you what the news is. I still want you to plug in on Friday, because Friday, I think the Zoom should hold thousands on Friday. Okay. So I just want everyone to plug in. If you are not added to the corporate Telegram group, we went over that in training, and I think we had posted the Telegram group for everyone to get added to. I don't know if everyone did that, but I will get the corporate Telegram group tomorrow morning, and I will then post it in all of the Telegrams, so that this way you can go ahead and make sure that you are added to the corporate Telegram group. And you will be able to get the information. Every Friday, corporate meets every Friday at 2 o'clock. That's consistent. Every Friday at 2 o'clock, corporate meets with the community. That is their community update call. We need to be on that every week and figure out what's going on, what the CEO has to say, what information's being delivered. They say it's about 15, 20 minutes, but they do it every week. So we want to make sure that enough of us are plugging into that so that everyone is getting the same information. On Sundays, we will go over whatever takes place on Friday. For those who don't make it to that session on Friday. But this coming Sunday, with the rollout of the new system, we will dive into all of the specifics with the two back offices. Hopefully the switch is working. It'll be live. We'll go from one to the other, forge back and forth. There are some of you who have disabled accounts. I'm not speaking of a restricted account. I'm speaking of a disabled account. You cannot put in your email and your password and get in. We have a Google Doc that we're putting together specifically for you to make sure that we get those accounts, make sure you have the address to change your address in the back office, and we should be able to get those all straightened out starting tomorrow. We should have that going. Garrett is putting together that Google Doc now. He'll give it to us in the morning, and then we'll get it posted in the Telegram so that whoever has a disabled account and have not had the opportunity of going in and putting in a new wallet address, you will have that opportunity tomorrow. Okay. Mr. Ellis, are you still with us?
I'm still here, Marcus. Yes.
Did I miss anything?
Nope. You covered it thoroughly, my brother.
Okay. Very good. Very good. So, like I said, it was important for us to be able to share this with you first before you get it from corporate. Just our relationship with you guys, you are valuable to us. And we just wanted to make sure that as we were fighting for the information, that we could deliver it to you. And clearly, you hearing it from corporate only says that it's solidified, but you got it from our mouths first, from our mouths to your ears first. So does anybody have any questions? Because there's really no questions at this time. Again, on Friday after the corporate call, when all of this rolls out, do not make any deposits yet, guys. Let's wait. Some people who have made deposits into the live system, it actually went into the beta system. So they just said no deposits. Let's make sure everything is functioning properly. I'm going to do a test on it the minute that it goes live, so that this way we're sure and confident that everything is working the way it should. Okay. So we're going to prepare for the 8 o'clock. You guys have heard it from us first. No need to come back at 8. Leave it open so that the next group can come through. They can get the same information that you've received. And listen, I'm excited. We'll see if we don't see you on Friday's call, we'll see you Sunday night at 7 o'clock. Real easy. All right. Keith, did we miss anything?
Marcus, you covered everything perfectly as far as I can tell. And again, I know there's a lot of questions people have, but folks just hang in there a little bit. Again, there's still being formulated in the back office. There's a lot of things that's still not what they're going to be like on Friday. So guys, just hang out. Don't need to ask a bunch of questions. All your questions will be answered.
They will.
Friday.
They will. And again, we're going to come back on Sunday and hash through the new system. So if there's anything about anything on Sunday, that will be the time for all the questions. I'm thinking, on Sunday, I'm thinking I may open up the room maybe at around 6 o'clock, just to try to field some of the questions before 7 o'clock training starts. So that this way, if you have something specific, or I think that'll just be a good time. I'll open up the room on Sunday at 6 versus 7, so that this way we can kind of make sure that we have a smooth training at 7 o'clock. So I don't have a problem doing that as well.
Excuse me, Mr. Marcus.
Yes,
You are
ma'am.
able to continue to do the newbie task?
Oh, absolutely. All the tasks inside, you know, you don't want to stop that. You don't want to stop watching the ads. I'm just talking about adding new money. Some folks were in the process of trying to add new money to VitalLook, but we didn't want anyone to add until we had all this stuff worked out so that we knew exactly what to do and what was going to happen when we did it.